I made $6,096.48 in the last 30 days. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know the exact 5 steps that I took to go ahead and go from a burnt out business owner in my old business model to now a very happy, living my dream lifestyle type of guy slash creator, editor, whatever you guys want to call me. And if you want to live the lifestyle that I'm living, literally only working 2 hours a day if I'm just maintaining the business, or if I'm in a season of just creating and I want to work, then you know, I'll work as long as I want to work. But the key is that I don't work when I don't want to work, which low key leads me to slack off a little bit, but hey, I'm not perfect and I doubt you are too. No shade to you though. But anyways, like, yeah, so this business model literally allows you to live the life that you want to live. Right now, I'm making pretty good money and I could pretty much do just about everything I want to do in moderation. But like, I don't have complete financial freedom yet because I just simply haven't been in the game long enough. But before I show you guys my 5-step process, I want to share with you guys my actual legit results. So I'm going to go on my phone right now so that way you guys can see that I'm not capping. So we're going to go ahead and just do this live right here. You guys can skip this if you guys don't care and believe me. So this is like the last 30 days, or at least it was the last 30 days when I scripted this video. It's actually not the same anymore, but we'll go to month to date. So we're at $3,700 for the month, and then we'll go ahead and just do last 12 months. So you guys could see sort of like my progress within the last year. I got started right here, February, then went down, blew up a little bit, blew up again, and then we've just slowly been increasing our business month to month, and it's been amazing. I guess we've actually made a total of $26,000, which isn't the greatest, but you know, also the lifestyle that I get to live and the fact that like I'm still really only just getting started. To many, this is enough to quit your 9-to-5 and do and live the life you want to live. So hey, I'm just here trying to share with you guys that you guys could actually do the same. And like, I'm not really special. I just put in the work and we ended up making it happen. You know, I want to share with you guys how I did that in today's video. Okay, so what is the takeover creator method? It's a method that I actually took without even realizing that I took. So I just went ahead, thought about it, and packaged it up into a 4-step process. So that way you guys could actually go ahead and just follow sort of my steps. So this method helps creatives achieve freedom by building a scalable digital product business. Now, the key is digital product and scalable, because if it's not scalable, then like honestly, I wouldn't be attracted to this business model. But because it is so scalable and like your time isn't correlated with the amount of money you make, I was all in. Okay, dope. So now that you know what it is, let's go ahead and just jump straight into the breakdown. Okay, so on screen, you guys could see the first step, which is building your product and offer. 2, developing your personal brand. 3, generate sales. And then 4th is scale with systems. Now, honestly, you guys could go ahead and just be like, okay, cool, write those 4 things down in your journal and then just go ahead and try to implement. But I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of break down each section so you guys can kind of get more context to what each section entails. And it's really just gonna be like a dope overview of like the entire process. Now, I'm not gonna get into the nitty gritty like tutorial type vibe in this video. Over the course of time, I will be releasing some videos helping you guys kind of along the way, because I really do want to help you guys build a digital product business. By the way, editing tutorials are not going anywhere. This is just for the people who just want to, you know, get the extra sauce and learn how to build an income that isn't correlated with their time, so that way they could actually be free. Let's go ahead and get started with number 1. So number 1, first thing you want to go ahead and do to build your product is just really identify your ideal client prospect, or your ICP. Your ICP is essentially like, who is the person that you're gonna be making the product for? What problems does that person have? Like, you have to kind of already know these things. And that's typically why I like to suggest people go ahead and run the you are the niche route. So essentially what that means is you create content for yourself either a month ago, 3 months ago, 5 years ago, a year ago, whatever it is. You just create content for that person to help them get to where you're at currently. So let's say you're a beast at color grading your videos and you just know how to do it really, really well. But in the beginning, you didn't know how to, so you could go ahead and go create a course or a LUT pack. That's actually a very good option as well. Like, just really find a problem that you had in the beginning, just getting started, and then just solve that problem for that person. And with that ICP being you, it makes product ideation a breeze. Like, one of the biggest things that you can think of is just, did you ever have moments like, damn, like I wish I just had a product to solve this problem? Or like, damn, like I wish I just had this. You know what I mean, in your workflow. Go ahead, go make that, because there's tons of other people just like you who had the same exact thought and probably looked for it and didn't find it. So go ahead and go create that product. Okay, so you identified your ICP. You need to find and solve a specific problem. So we already talked about that. And then 3, you actually need to go out and create your product. So that's either a template, a LUT, a preset, a course, an ebook, like literally whatever way you can solve that problem the most efficient way possible. Go ahead and create that product. Now, ideally, you want it to be a digital product, so that way your fulfillment is like instant, right? You want your people to get instant access. You don't want to be involved at all. You just want them to be able to buy, give you money, and to get the product at the same exact time without you lifting a finger. Okay, and then the next step is you want to go ahead and create your website, because if you have the product, you need somewhere to sell that product at. So I recommend apps like Shopify. That's what I actually recommend for everybody to use. Shopify is just goated, has so many analytics, has so many app integrations that just like, to me, is a no-brainer. Or 2, I've seen a lot of people use StanStore. StanStore is actually really good. I actually believe I got started on StanStore, but StanStore is a really good option just for beginning and maybe just seeing a couple sales rolling through, or hey, maybe you could just run that the entirety of your digital products business career, you know, as long as you have a place to list the product and get people to buy, put in their payment information and get access to the product. That's all you really need. And then the last step for building your product and offer is just, as you get feedback from your offer, this is the most important part, is listen to your audience. And if they like the product, then great, you did a great job your first time. But chances are, if it's your first product, people are gonna have a few things to say, or they're gonna have common questions that they ask you in the DMs or comment sections. You wanna go ahead and just solve those problems inside of the digital product. So if people are having questions on how to install LUTs, go ahead, create a video on how to install LUTs, and then put it into the product and maybe just update it for them so that way they can see the answers to their questions. So just innovate on your product, and then that will save you a lot of time. It'll make your clients happier, which in turn will make you a lot more money because they're actually telling their friends about your products. All right, 2 is develop your personal brand. Now, this is really just like the most important part when you're selling digital products, because if you don't have your personal brand dialed in or developed at least, then you're not gonna be making any sales. No one's gonna even know you sell a product. And if no one knows you sell a product, they're not going to be able to buy a product. So your personal brand is essentially you bringing awareness to your own product. So how do you do that? You want to go ahead and post organic content to your audience. So on YouTube and Instagram, essentially organic content is just content you don't have to pay to get placed in front of your audience. Now, a lot of people have a lot of different strategies for their content, and that's perfectly fine. I like to keep it simple as just how fast do you want to grow your business? If you want to grow it fast, then you should be posting a lot. But if you're okay with taking a long time, then feel free to post, once a week, you know what I mean? Although I would not recommend it. But the biggest thing is just that you post consistently on Instagram and YouTube, because if you're not posting consistently, then it really just destroys all of the momentum that you have. Now, a little bit more info. I call this the 3 V's for brand optimization. So visual optimization, value optimization, and then values optimization. So that means like for visual, like what your audience is looking at, the lighting in your scene, the color grade, the fonts, colors, the editing style. And then value is just make sure you're providing your audience with value, enough value to make sure that they follow you and actually want to see more of you on their Instagram feed. And then the last one, values, it's different from value in the fact that you want to add your own personal experience, your own values, your own beliefs, etc. into your content, so that way you attract people who are just like you. Because if you attract people who are just like you, they're probably going to have similar problems. And then if they have similar problems, then your product is probably going to solve it if you did the first step right. So that's just brand optimization. And then the last step is just make sure you're engaging with your audience. It's super simple, super basic, but like this will have a compounding effect. Like just nurture 1 relationship a day, or even 1 or 2 relationships a week, and like just be genuine and just really try to enjoy the connections and networking opportunities that you get. So number 3 is generating your sales. So initially, like you just want to share free value and make sure you get in the good graces of your customer. Like the better your customer views you, the more they trust you, and then the more likely they're gonna buy because of that. So sharing free value is a great way to get them a good product in their hands, solve a little bit of the problem, also collect their email, so that way you can do future email marketing, and then just also build like that rapport between you two. And then also you have to showcase and show your product on Instagram and on YouTube. So You could do that in tutorials. You could do that in just like little shout outs here and there in the beginning, like intros. That's what I do in all my tutorials. And then another thing is like story posts. Story posts are huge. You could post them literally every single day with a call to action. And then also creating a content strategy helps a ton for generating sales, because if you just are posting willy-nilly, you're gonna find out that posting willy-nilly is actually really, really hard, because you have no clue why you're posting or what you're posting and like what the actual goal of it is. Whereas if you have a goal, then you can kind of reverse engineer on like how to achieve that goal. And then you reverse engineer the content that you need to create to achieve that goal. So creating a content strategy is going to be amazing for you. And then also you want to leverage email marketing. So I use email marketing. I'm honestly not the greatest at it. Honestly, I could be better, but email marketing and DM conversations help nurture your audience a ton into, again, just giving them value, building that trust between the two of you. And then eventually, hopefully, if they need the problem solved, then they'll buy from you. Because at the end of the day, all you're trying to do is just help your audience. If you feel like you're scamming your audience, or you feel you got away with getting their money, then chances are you need to go build up your product and make it a lot better. So that way, when they do give you the money, you feel like, damn, like I really helped that person. Because otherwise, that feeling you're gonna wake up with every single day, and you're not gonna be motivated, and you're just gonna feel bad. And like, why would you wanna feel bad when you could feel good? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. And then also another thing for generating sales is on your actual website is you can run limited time offers. So that way you can increase the volume to your website and then also increase the volume of spending. And then with digital products, because like the fulfillment literally costs $0 to do, you can go ahead and just, you know, do half off, buy one, get one sales with like no actual real cost to you. So that's pretty much it for generating sales. Now, number 4 is scaling with systems. This is kind of this stage that I'm really in right now, because I feel like I have like everything else pretty much dialed, or at least dialed enough to be able to like actually start scaling with systems. So I'm going to be starting and delegating my editing once again. I did that before for my daily uploads, and honestly, it produced a lot of money for me, and it just helped me, you know, build the business. So number 1 is delegate your video editing, because your main goal is to just pump out content each and every single day and just get in front of your audience each and every single day. But if you are bottlenecked by your time and your ability to edit, then you need to just go ahead, offload that work, and then give it to someone else. So that way they can do it for you. So you could just focus on your strategy and elevating the ideas that you have, and then also just like growing the business. And then another way to scale with systems is just use the data and analytics that you get inside of Shopify or Stand Store. Use the analytics that you get from those websites to identify what bottlenecks are you having. You want to look at your conversion rate, you want to look at your average order value, and then also like the LTV of your customer. Like those are 3 things that you really, really want to look at. And then you also want to look at like the analytics of your social media. So if you get 50,000 eyeballs on your YouTube channel, how much money do you make with those 50,000 eyeballs? Because if you get 50,000 eyeballs and you're only making $100, there's something wrong with your content, or there's something wrong with your website. Like you just need to go ahead, identify those issues so you can optimize your strategy moving forward and make more money. And then also another thing you can do to scale your business predictably is just running paid advertisements. Now, I believe you should run paid advertisements like literally last thing you do, simply because this is a big system and it's super intricate. Even though it does sound simple, all you're doing is posting content and running people to your website. Like if your website sucks, or your content sucks, or your product sucks, you're just gonna be burning money, and we don't wanna be burning money, we wanna be making money. So to make the money, you really do have to dial in everything beforehand. So that being said, guys, that is literally the takeover creator method. Literally 4 steps, super, super simple to go ahead and implement. But there is so much that you have to do, so many things you have to get right. And to be transparent, eventually I will be dropping like a paid community for this specific business model, but that is currently in progress. I'm essentially going to be sharing with you guys how to actually do all of this stuff. But anyways, in the meantime, while I'm building that course, if you want to go ahead and just get the ball rolling, I highly recommend you develop your personal brand. And if you want to learn how I do that on Instagram, go ahead, check out this video on how I was able to get from 0 to 10,000 followers on Instagram. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, take action, take over. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.